of the top mistakes one might commit while budgeting? So I know, Narayanan, you already covered some of those points. So if you want to add something, or Murali, if you want to add something, maybe you guys can consider.
See, one of the things that I would see is, having a grand plan in place and a major commitment and a major initiative, assuming the end state and trying to spend a lot of money and budgeting a lot of stuff. So that is the major mistake a lot of enthusiastic first-timers do. We should not go that route. We have to do quick iterations, small steps, experimentation to see whether we are achieving the required KRIs, key returns, and then identify that stuff. So small steps, fast, and then quick. If we don't do that way in trying to implement a security strategy, trying to eliminate the low-hanging fruits first rather than shaking the whole tree. Narayanan has put it in a better way. Instead of going, as you said, I say, I want to put 1,000 cameras. That is a big grandstanding to go. He may not even get the funding. Start small, quickly show the value and iterate, and then expand. If people don't do that, then there is a major strategic and tactical mistake that anybody can commit, especially from a security point of view. The classical agile approach is what CISO needs.
Great point, Murali. Narayanan, you want to add something before we move on?
Nothing more. I concur with both of you.
So let's come back to the implementation part. So Narayanan, what are the top 3 reasons why you have seen projects failing, or the security projects getting failed operationally?
Yeah, most of it security projects, in my experience, the effort estimation goes extremely wrong in most of the projects. Okay, you start without realizing how deep it is. Okay, you overcommit on timelines. To convince the senior management, you overcommit on timelines of delivery. Is the second reason. The third reason is we always forget about the end user, how he is going to take this, what are the for the adaptation, what are the things we have to plan. Those things are not thought of, or if it is thought of also, it is one of the line item in the project plan. In the last 3 tasks it is there, but nobody tracks that. We are happy once the control is tested and it has moved to production, so the project is closed, and the adaptation becomes the biggest problem. It boomerangs, and if you review after a year, the control is not in place. The objective is not yet met. These are the top 3 things.
Wonderful.
Which I can think of. Yeah.
Wonderful. Murali, you want to add something?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was on the mute. See, one of the things I have realized is basically one of the top reasons why operationally things go wrong is when somebody starts a security initiative, when they are trying to implement it, instead of looking for a surprise, people look for validation. So they assume a hypothesis. They assume that this is the security threat, or these are the vectors that we are going to handle, or this is the vulnerability scenario that I'm going to fix. And while going along the multiple steps and the milestones along the path, if they are solely looking to validate, am I going as per my plan? Am I going as per my plan? That is basically self-reinforcing that they are on the track that they thought that they are going. A CISO has to be actually a skeptic. The security team has to doubt their assumptions and their assertions every way, and they have to always look for surprises. Actually, they need to search how they can fail themselves at every step. Are they thinking like a thief or not? So if we don't think in those lines of trying to account for the surprises. If you are not going out fishing for the surprises and we are just going to search for validations, that is going to be the #1 reason why operationally things go wrong. And second reason is that there is a too much of gap in between intersections. So if you are doing an ops review, and if the ops reviews are happening on a quarterly basis or a biannual basis or an annual basis, it's too long. So security projects going the agile way. I am not a agile advocate, but I have seen heuristically people doing things in an agile way have found more success in implementing in operationalizing their things successfully, rather than people doing it in a long-winded, multi-month, multi-person project, multi-year effort project.
Wonderful.